Did it?
Okay.
4IT house.
Wait, Roy, you there? Folks?
Yeah.
Okay, good shit.
And just looking at other stuff.
Alright.
Should I explain this? Should I explain this first, or should I just fuck around with it for a good while?
So how does it work?
Well, okay, more of a, I guess the overall overview of this instead of if this would behave. Come on. There we go. Alright, so this is the Hitbox Editor right here.
Oh wait, you're on stream?
Yeah, I'm on stream
Yes,
right
the 4IT house stream.
Alright.
now. Let's despawn this first. Okay, so this design touches a large number of key points, so I hope you guys can follow. If you have any questions, just bring it up whenever I mention it. So first and foremost, let's go over, I don't know why it's doing that, the basics of how the animation system works for this game, or in general. Unity's animation system is called Mecanum. It uses these things called animation controllers, and then it applies it. You have to apply it to. If I open up a character here, Marissa, you can see that there's an animator component which takes one of these in, and each of these can be edited using this little this window here called the animator window. You can have multiple states, and each of these states represents some kind of animation. Like, for example, jump, which has the little jump animation tied to it. And you can enter it, change it, so on and so forth. I'm not going to go into full detail exactly on how this works in particular, just remember that each state has a tied animation of some sort. So like, for example, go up to the, let's go with neutral combo, so neutral 1, right? So this is the first punch in the neutral combo. It has an animation tied to it. In the Hitbox Editor, you can just seek your way through it, you can sort of see exactly
what through it.
You can seek your way through it, like get the timing for the of the entire thing. Something is going on here. This does not like it. Let's see here. Find the best hitbox match. Huh. Okay. Not too worried about that, I'll fix that later. So essentially you can go through the entire setup for this. It's having a bunch of errors right now, so it's pretty choppy. I think the one I was working on earlier or testing with was neutral aerial, which is more or less just an up tilt right now. It's assigned to the up tilt animation, but as soon as you switch it over to another one, it'll change the animation for that event. So this is the Hitbox Editor. So each of these is attached in little character state events script. You can attach what are known as state machine behaviors. Just attach one of these to it, and you can assign hitbox. You can edit it in this now. So you can sort of the UI is a little bit fucked up right now. All you got to do is change the. What you do is you take these hitboxes. You see how it says Marissa Hurtbox 1? That corresponds to Marissa Hurtbox 1, which is right here on the head. Right now it's this one right here on the right here. So here you can edit the priority of the hitbox, the damage, the angle at which it's hit by the base knockback, the knockback scaling, whether it reflects things or absorbs things. The most important part here are the ID and the type. The ID is automatically assigned, so you don't need to worry about it too much, but it's how the game recognizes which hitbox it is. And for various purposes, it has to remain unique within a character. Don't worry about it too much. For the most part, it'll stay unique, but there are a few edge cases you need to deal with when working with it. The other important one is the type. You can sort of see right here, if you set to inactive, shit. Okay, I need to fix that apparently. Inactive, damageable, invincible, intangible, shield, absorb, and reflect. All of these do exactly what you think they do. Shit. Let me just undo this. Okay. Don't worry about that. Just go, yeah, set it back to normal. So what the Hitbox Editor lets you do is, let's start with something clean. So you got no hitboxes here at all right now. So to begin with, you need to first select an item right here. You'll sort of see in here. There's a you just select one of these states. If it doesn't have one of these on here, if you just remove this, like for example, you can sort of see that if you click on forward arrow, it doesn't have anything on it. You can just add one of these to it. It'll do nothing. Just reselect it. Okay, so you now have, it says no hitboxes on forward aerial. Drag your character hitboxes here. You can select a character. Let's just stick with Marissa for now. And then just hit spawn. It'll place her in the editor window right here. They'll just in the scene. You can sort of see it's not just a 2D thing. I just set it to 2D to make it simpler to view. You can then seek through here now just to check exactly how that animation looks. But it doesn't have any, say, have any hitboxes in it per se just yet. So if we fully expand Marissa here, you can see that there's a bunch of hitboxes. One here. So if you just select all of them and drag them in, it'll add all the hitboxes to it. So this is how you define exactly what hitboxes are affected by each attack. That's just the simple way of doing things. And you can see that they all remain. The color here represents what kind of well, at what time will it have a certain type. So you can sort of see that they're all gray right now, which means that they're inactive. You can't really do. There's a small caveat. There's how things are set up. So if you just seek along it, you can set the seek time to something. Right now there's nothing to indicate it. I'll add that in just a moment. And once you set it to a certain point, like say right here or something, you can hit the add keyframe button right here. It'll add a keyframe, and now you can press these areas. So like say we want to set all of these to damageable during that time. So that turns them into a hitbox during this moment. Currently, it's a little bit broken. Don't worry all that much about it. Like for example, if you wanted to set them to be invincible during this time, you can set it. You can sort of see that as you seek over time, you'll see the changes in the hitboxes as needed. Like if you say these will remain damageable, the rest will remain invincible. This is sort of what Roy requested, no? Roy? Hello?
Roy?
Roy requested the ability to change the types from a certain thing to another. So you sort of just paint over the timing. So like if you wanted to set all these to offensive, right now the timing is a little bit fucked up. I need to fix that to actually match exactly what we want. But it does change it. So inactive ones are not shown up right here right now. But the ones that aren't inactive will be set to a certain color and actually be shown. Yeah, that's basically how it works. There is a few more things I need to add to get this working, but other than that, it's almost.
The circles themselves are the hitboxes.
Yeah,
I thought they were joints.
Huh? I'm sorry?
I thought the circles were were the joint, or like joints on the model or
Oh,
something.
they're tied to the joints on the model, but so the hitboxes will move with the joints, unless you assign it to the root node, which will only then move with the character. We can set up like traps or something else like that, whenever we feel like it. Okay, let's take a look at what this error is. Jesus. Whatever. Alright, so I need to do several things today, and that is show the seek time that you're currently at. Let's see. Show the seek time you're currently at. Make keyframes editable, so you can move them along each side. Fix the rendering on it, and potentially. Yeah, that's more or less it, and adding like small little extra features to it. Other than that, it's more or less completely finished. And then after that is just a little bit of in-engine testing of making sure that the entire thing works. Okay. So let's just go back here. First things first is... Yeah, let's just... finish drawing that little seek time thing. Y'all can see my horrible code now.
Oh, come on. Can't be as bad as my code, right?
Okay.
Questionably.
James, have you read my chat comments?
I have not.
Oh.
You should.
Invincible hurt boxes are blue by convention. I don't really care. It would or.
Oh, that's
super
actually
important?
That's actually pretty easy to set up. Let's see.
I know. I figured it would be easy to set up.
No, as in like I don't even need to change code.
Oh yeah. Well, point being like, it would be nice to have, but like if it was a pain in the ass, then don't do it.
No.
Yeah. Let's see.
So
The other
with
thing
that,
is... Hooray! You just selected out of a fucking. Okay.
I intentionally made it this way.
Actually, someone should go look at what those are.
If you guys need to have that fixed, just mention it.
The other thing is like, so the way Hitbox is working now is like how do hitboxes themselves work right now?
They stay active at all times, as in the colliders themselves, and then the hitboxes have a little collider here, right?
Mhm.
You can add like say a spear collider or a box collider or whatever else you want.
Okay.
And the hitbox receives an event every single time this runs into something else. It then checks whether the other object it ran into is a hitbox.
Mhm.
And then it does varying other checks. And there's a whole resolution chain that has to go through.
Okay. How do we? Sorry. Go finish your statement first.
Yeah, go ahead. Like I already explained most of it.
So basically, let's see. Basically, it's just to change the hitbox itself. we just basically fuck around with the sphere collider.
Yeah,
we fuck around with
you
the
can
collider.
just say like here. Let me just edit the head one. Like you want it a bigger radius? Here it is, right?
Sure.
And it'll go ahead and move, and you can just edit the transform on it to move it
Mhm.
relative to the head, and it will
Okay.
always stay in a semi-fixed position relative to the body. So as the body moves, so does the hitbox.
Okay, and that's just tied to bones.
Yeah, that's just tied to bones. So as it'll generally fit the animations.
Okay. Interesting.
So those are the hurt boxes, right? The hit boxes are more or less the same, except they are only active during a certain part of the animation. So
Right,
for the
no,
most
that
part,
was-
they'll remain inactive, and then whenever they are supposed to deal damage, do something, right? They'll go active, and then do whatever they need to do.
Okay.
Sounds good?
Yes. Is there a way to assign more than one type of hitbox to a joint collider, or
Oh yeah. So you can see how like on the hand right here. I think is it this one? Let me check this. Okay, so this is on the right hand. Ah, shit.
Hmm?
There's a little glitch right now that needs to be dealt with. So this is the right hand right now. It has, or let's just do the left hand since it's easier. I can just, oh shit. Let's make that a little bit bigger so that you can sort of see like there's the right hand right there. I'm sorry, the left hand. Fucking shit. You can attach another one to just. I actually set this up as a keyboard shortcut. You just Control H to add an offensive one, and then Control Shift H to hit a hurt box. So if you just go to the left hand and say Control H, it'll add a new offensive hitbox. You can just resize it to whatever you want. Let's move this outward, I think. No, yeah. Okay, so you can see like it. There's an offensive one right there. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else that you feel like needs worrying about or whatnot?
I guess I'm just more concerned about work.
What about projectiles?
Projectiles we're working on later.
Okay.
Those are an entirely different beast.
I guess for,
the main one I was
stuff.
worried about was the ones tied to the body, because to be completely honest, right, it's a Smash game. A lot of these are going to be directly tied to the body.
Yes.
Far more than any projectile. Yeah.
Projectiles directly tied to the body.
No. The ones tied to the body are going to be far numerous than the ones attached to projectiles. And projectiles we can shindig
you can
around.
You can just create some. Can't you just create some sort of projectile class? Add a collision checker or something like that.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, leverage what we have already.
Yeah, they'll be using the same thing. It's just don't worry about them. We'll deal with. We'll cross it. I had this in mind when developing this, so don't worry about it.
Okay. No, so I guess now it's just I'm just sort of concerned about workflow actually.
Like what?
So it's basically at this point in time it's import an animation, define the hurt boxes on that animation, and then the hitboxes as well. So it seems like it's.
Oh no, the hurt boxes are almost always static.
Right. They're almost always static, but we could define them.
Yeah, you can define additional hurt boxes if you wanted.
Well, yes. Actually, I'm just thinking of edge cases. Let's say we wanted I don't know when this would ever be applicable, right? But let's say we wanted someone's hurt boxes to shrink for whatever reason during an animation.
That is currently not supported.
Okay.
So, transforms
I
right
have an idea of how to apply that. It'll require a little bit more work, and the editor will have to change A bit, not overly significantly, but it'll have to
Right.
change.
Right. But I mean, like this is an edge case. I'm not sure what the applications are.
From what I remember, Smash doesn't have any of those.
Okay.
They almost always have static size hitboxes, and they just use bigger ones that surround them, that surround each one that turn on and off as needed.
Right.
And if I'm wrong about that, do update me on it. We can use the same approach. It shouldn't be that much of a deal, because I get the very strong feeling that if we do apply it, if we do apply said setup, it'll be really unwieldy. Like,
yeah,
what I'm doing here is already a huge hack because of how everything is set up.
Okay.
And I really hope we don't have to extend that further.
Okay. Well then, let's leave it as let's leave that as is right now.
Yeah.
So then, still workflow. The idea would be like import an animation onto like an attack, and then define the hitbox, like all the hitboxes, I guess, manually. More or less.
Yeah, more or less.
Well, I guess that's okay.
You can reuse ones as well, so I guess
You can reuse what?
you can reuse hitboxes from one attack to another.
Oh, that's kind of interesting, actually. So then,
The thing is, damage is static. Though we can work around that as well.
what do you mean damage is static?
As in, each hitbox has a defined damage right now, and it will not change.
Oh, well, that's not.
Well,
important.
that's also changeable. We can definitely work with that.
Right. I mean, that's not important to the workflow yet.
Yes.
Right.
So the idea would be, add these hitboxes. Currently, I don't have it set so that you can just select it by clicking on these, but eventually you will.
Well, so what I'm thinking now is like, honestly, like if people really wanted to, they could literally get started like defining active hitboxes in the attack, and then we can animate them as needed.
What do you mean?
Well, if we had like you have to bind an animation to this, right?
Yes, in some sense.
Right. So, well, what you were saying earlier is like you can keep hitbox, or you can swap hitboxes between attacks or something.
Yes, in some sense. So if I go to neutral area right now, right?
Yeah.
And I just pull, say, like neutral 2, and let's drop it in there. You just hit initialize, and there you go. Neutral 2 is now the target.
Okay.
But it'll be using the exact same hitbox setup, if that makes sense.
Right.
I was originally I'm actually planning now to separate the data for the hitboxes out. So basically, you would create another asset that you just put here in the store here, and then you would apply it to an attack.
Okay.
And then you can just drag and drop, use same or multiple if you want.
Right. Okay, that does make sense. So I guess my question is like, or not my question, or my idea is that you would store hitbox active, like because everything is tied to the bone, right, or the bones.
It is currently tied to the bones. You also have a master bone, which does not move relative to the character, so you can have a fixed position one if you wanted.
Right, but point being is that you could save hitbox active data, right? You could save the active hitbox from. I wanted to say frames, but it's not frames. But you can save the active.
Yes, because these aren't actually tied to frames at all at this point.
Right. No, I know. But you can save the active hitbox data, and swap it between animations.
Yes,
right?
you can do that.
Okay, so point being, like, if we can think of attacks, right, or if we can think of attacks and how they would play out hitbox wise, we could literally just design we could literally just design these attacks, sans animations, and then throw it, and then like.
It's a little bit hard to
Later.
visualize without the animations, but yes,
Okay.
you could technically do that.
That if we can do that, we should do that.
Also, with that in mind, right?
Mhm.
You have So I said before that you could tie things to the master bone, and that'll be
Yeah.
at a fixed position, right? That is
Yeah.
something you can do initially, and then just move the hitbox to the new bone later.
Right, but if we had, like, I guess.
So,
right.
like,
oh,
you-
I mean, yeah.
So you could do something like create a hitbox under the master bone right now, and
Yeah.
then later, if you wanted to, just tie it to the shin, say there, and then whenever the shin moves now, it moves with the shin instead.
Okay.
You can do pseudo. I understand what you're trying to do here is like remove the dependency on the animation.
Yes, I am trying to remove.
Unfortunately, that's a little bit hard right now.
Okay. If we can, then we can, but it's a you question, not a me question.
I don't think there's an easy way to do so at this current moment.
Okay. Well, if there's a way that we can like reverse, like if we can like, I don't know, if we can like extract it and then like apply it somewhere else or something, I don't know. Either way,
It's definitely
because
doable.
the thing I very strongly believe is that like once we have a good sense of how the animation, once we see the attacks in like actually in game. Once we see the animations play out in game, we'll want to change them like a lot, right? But the hitboxes we may not want to change.
I
That makes
honestly don't. By the time I'm done with this, the workflow should be pretty snappy. Like
Okay.
you can repurpose hitboxes on the fly.
Okay.
Like I said, like it's not directly tied to the bone. Like you can move the hitboxes around if you want,
Okay.
completely. Like something that is on the shin now could be put on the hand, or something else like that, and it will still preserve all the active data for it. Like for example, the damage, the angle, everything about it will be preserved.
Okay. Well, my idea is like or the use case, like the hypothetical use case here. is,
Yes.
let's say someone is swinging a sword. Right?
Okay. Yes.
Or do we even have a sword wielding character?
Yomu.
Yomu. Let's say Yomu is swinging a sword.
Okay.
Right? But we don't. But we feel like we feel like after doing our internal testing or whatever, we feel like the sword just isn't being swung fast enough. If that makes any sense. So we redo the animations, but we like. So the idea is
So
like
you mean the
redo-
timing?
So yeah. So let's say the timing of the animation is incorrect, right?
Yeah.
Or
So
right, and
these
so-
these are all tied to keyframes right here. You see this black line, right?
Oh yeah.
That black line is just a keyframe, and we'll just can move it around as we want to later. So to edit the entire set of hitbox types can be moved around
Okay.
as needed, and that can change the timing in which they're active and not.
Okay.
Is that what you mean? I'm still a little bit confused by what your question is.
No. I guess my question is like, the we have the animation, right?
Yes.
We don't like the hypothetical animation.
Mm-hmm.
She swing like it feels like she swings her sword too slowly. Okay.
So we speed it up.
So we speed it up, and then all of the in that case all of the hitboxes would be preserved.
Oh,
wouldn't they?
yeah, it would all be preserved. There's also this
Makes
little there's a little parameter here just called speed, and we just crank that up if we wanted to.
Okay.
And it'll speed the entire thing up, hitboxes and all.
I'm just trying to figure out like a hypothetical situation where, I'm just trying to figure out a case where we would want to change the animation, like in some way. We'd want to change the animation in some way, and then but still preserve like but still preserve like the hitbox or how the hitboxes are bound to the current.
So it still stays on the same bone, or is it, or stays in the same position?
It stays on the same bone.
Okay,
right?
no. So the hitboxes are tied to the entire character as a whole. So the hitbox editing right here just only affects the type and the activity of it. It does not actually affect. So the as long as these remain tied to the same bone, it'll adapt to the animation.
Okay.
So if we update the animation for it,
right.
the hitboxes will move accordingly, like almost without any editing at all.
Well, then that sounds fine to me then.
And then if there's any hitbox specific data for it, you just edit it in the editor. And the timing is also editable as well. So they're all distinctly decoupled from each other in a sense. Does that make sense?
No, yes, that's what I was getting at.
Yeah,
which is good. Okay, good.
I thought this way the fuck through.
I mean, I trust you to do that.
I spent I spent almost 8 months thinking my way through this.
I trust in your ability to do that. I just need to hear it. I just need to hear it.
Right. So yeah, that's about it. Yeah, like you see how I changed out the animation from like the up tilt to the second neutral attack, right? And the hitbox is more or less just completely adapted to it.
Okay, good. Yes, because that. Yeah. Okay. No, we good then.
Okay, good.
I am going to go use the bathroom. If you want to, I don't think I have any more questions at this moment in time. Although I think it's in a decent enough state to start playing around with, right?
Almost. There
Okay.
are a few things for example, right now you can't move these keyframes at all.
You can't move the keyframes at all.
Time-wise, it's more of a UI thing than anything else. What? As in, you can't change the time at which the keyframe is set. It's just an editor thing.
So it's just basically insert keyframe here.
It has insert keyframe here, and then the keyframe doesn't move.
So we can just delete keyframe and put in a new one.
I don't even think you can delete them right now.
We can't delete
So
keyframes.
those two things I need to add in.
Okay.
So moving and deleting keyframes. I have adding, removing, hitboxes. But the thing is, right now, I do want them to be if you can click on these, you just instantly have it appear in the inspector, which would be nice because filtering your way through the hierarchy right now is a giant pain in the butt. That's another one, and then I need to. Currently, right now, the actual visuals here are fucked up. These two frames should be over here, instead of right here, and this side should show some default. And this right here should also have this little vertical line showing where the current seek time is as well. Oh, there's also a nice little thing that just lets you run the animation in the editor. Yeah, that's about it. There's a few more
Unrelated to
go ahead.
hitboxes, but related to the animation. Let's say if we want to keep the amount of time for how the animation is, but speed up how fast she kicks, but it'll take the same amount of time, but it lags at the end. Is there something in Unity where we can do that?
Yeah. There's so each of these states is in a finite state machine. You have states, and then you also have transitions. Transitions can vary in time in this, so you can actually stretch this out if you wanted. Right, and that adds a lag. Right now, it's an almost instantaneous return to it, so that's a near lagless transition.
That's purely timing. It's not necessarily editing the position of the model. Actually, would require reanimating.
I gotta go to buy some groceries right now.
James, answer the question.
I'm sorry. What?
Gotta go before the store closes.
Yeah, sorta. What was the question? Let me quickly answer it. I gotta get going.
Editing the position of the animation, like literally changing the that's actually reanimating, right? This is just like you can change the timing because like that's only timing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
For the positions, you're gonna have to ask the animator to change that.
yeah, no, just wanted to confirm. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'll be back in like an hour-ish.
Okay. I'm